Hello, welcome to today's new episode. And today I will speak on a new topic, that is data. Why data? Because data is the new oil. Why data is the new oil? This terminology is used because we all know that what oil did last decade, last 40, 50 years rather. Oil was the reason behind Gulf War. One war took place just because of oil. So oil had immense power. So what oil did in last decade, not decade, last century, data is going to do in the coming century, or maybe in another 20, 30 years for sure. So data is the game changer, whatever data it is. We have heard quite a lot about, you know, AI, ML, means artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics. So whatever it is based on data. We all know that all frontliner IT companies have invested quite a lot after this AI, ML, uh, deep learning. So everywhere, like all of the newer stuff are based on this. So every company, Infosys, Wipro, TCS, whoever you take, everyone is investing after this. And the base of this AI, ML, deep learning is data, because data is the raw material on which those analytics, those artificial intelligence, those machine learning models will be implemented. So data comes first, and then all those stuffs, right? So we need lots of data. So whenever in the investment industry, the point of data comes, the discussion on data comes, we speak uh, about companies' financial data, right? So far we have done so. But my point is completely different. My perspective is completely different. Companies' financial data is something which is very widely available. Some are paid, some are free. Uh, maybe uh, like the various companies are giving various format of data, of various format of financial data, but all are financial in nature. But we cannot limit ourselves within within that confined boundary of a company's financial data. There are other areas of data which can be a game changer. What are those? Economic data, very important, because economy is the matrix. I keep on speaking on this several times. Economy is the matrix. Your systematic risk and diversifiable risks are attached with the economy. So if economy, your matrix is not good, then you cannot expect that someone will do good against going against the economy. If there is a severe downturn in the economy, the entire sentiment goes negative. We have seen these scenarios several times, right? So this understanding the data, getting the indication will in hand is important. But I'm not speaking only about companies' financial data, not only about economic data. I'm also speaking about some other data. What data those are? Those are sectoral data. Sectoral data. Sectoral data are very, very, very much quantitative in nature, and that gives a clear-cut direction, a paradigm shift in the industry. Everything is visible with this set of data. So, right. So, data is very important. Data is the new oil. So, even if we go to companies' data, it's not companies' financial data, non-financial data. Those are operational data, operational metrics. Those are very, very important for us to understand uh, overall operation of one particular company, how the company can do going forward. For that, if there is a trigger in one particular industry, so that also we get to know from the data. Uh, but the problem is availability of these kind of data is uh, a big problem. Like, that is not available. I will show you some source today, but let me speak on data first. And I will now onwards, every week I will come up with some set of data. We'll discuss those, and you will find it very interesting and very important for making investment decisions. Today, I will speak on certain textile data. We know that textile industry is very Indian textile industry has some significant contribution comes from export. India exports some set of textile to US, and in the US textile import basket, India has a place, has some contribution in the entire textile import of US. I will show you those data. We will get to understand how the data is changing, right? Which other company, which other countries are in that particular lineup, who are holding some significant market share. I'll show you all those stuffs. We will speak on in any next video. We will speak on automobile data. We'll speak on agricultural data. We'll speak on uh, various other industries data, right? And also we will speak on prices of various molecules. Various molecules means maybe chemical, maybe pharmaceutical, because these materials are sometimes raw material of certain company, impacts margin, and for certain cases, these these materials are the output of the company, impacts realization of the company. So we have to be very cautious because our company's performance is very much dependent. The top line is dependent on realization, volume. Your profitability is dependent on your cost, raw material cost. So this raw material or output molecules are very important. We will keep on speaking on these going forward. Every week I will come up, we'll discuss some set of data. So today I have textile in hand. So I will speak on textile as already mentioned. And why this data is required, let me give you one small perspective without going here and there. So basically, in a nutshell, let's say I have I have some certain qualitative understanding on one particular sector. I'm bullish on that particular sector based on certain developments, right? There are one another analyst who may not find it very good, right? So you may find it worst. So uh, the problem is like when it's qualitative in nature, then it's very difficult to agree on a certain point. I may have I may be very bullish. Another analyst may be okay, it's okay type of. I may find it like very like giving a very big thrust to the industry, to one particular industry, or let's say some set of companies. I may find it a game changer, but another guy may not find it as good as I think. So the problem is, although our trajectory is same, our direction is same, but intensity of understanding intensity is different. So that's why quantitative data is always better than qualitative data if available. And the beauty of quantitative data, all of us must be at the same point. Means 10 crore to 50 crore means a certain percentage of jump, right? It's 5 times jump. It's for everyone, it is 5 times jump. It's not 5 times for me and 2 times for you, correct? But quantitative, it differs. The intensity differs. So that is why this qualitative and this quantitative data is very important. Now, let me show you today. Let me show you those uh, data of the textile sector. This is the international textile sector data. Let me give you in this way. I hope my screen is visible. So this data is basically US textile import data. We all know that India is a major textile uh, exporter, and US is mainly a textile importer. So as far as textile import is concerned in US, India has a significant market share in various kind of textile. So in overall textile, I will speak on a few types of textile, mainly cotton textile and variants of cotton textile, means various products of cotton textile, and little bit on MMF, that is man-made fiber. So we have before beginning, let me give you one another point, that we all are acquainted with China plus one strategy, the trade conflict between US and China. We all are expecting that India will be a gainer out of this conflict. So, because this is something which is in discussion for last 3 years, right? Last 3 years we have been listening on this, and Indian government has also announced PLI scheme in the technical textile and man-made fiber portion. But how in these last 2 3 years, what is the kind of change happened with these uh, government initiatives? Has India gained any global market share in US market share? Because the US is the uh, large importer, so US gives a correct picture. So this is the data in front of me, which where I have computed the market share. Means rather, you will get this in certain website. I'll show you everything. For the moment, those website is absolutely free. Over the period of time, that will be chargeable. So let me show you. This is the overall textile and apparel import in US, on which market share of country-wise market share, rather, who are the major exporter, their market share. So China, all of us know that China is a major player in the overall garment. China had a market share of 24.6%, let's say 25% for ease of discussion, 25% market share in US import basket of textile and apparel in 2022. When in 2023, uh, their market share remains almost in the same region, 24%, close to 24%. And in the first 4 months till April, the data says it's 21.61%, means close to 22%. So there is not much change. If we compare first 4 months, we will see 24% in first 4 months of 2022. First 4 months of 2023 was 21%, significantly lower. And this 4 months is 21.6%. So somewhere compared to 2022, its market share has reduced, no doubt about it. But it's not very big, it's 2-3% only. What India did, its overall textile and apparel data. What India did in first 4 months, India had a market share of only 9%, 9.3% in 2022. In 2023, first 4 months was 9.4, almost in the same line. And in 2024, in first 4 months, it is 9.9%. So hardly any change, 0.5%, that is 50 basis point improvement. That is a part of fluctuation, normal fluctuation. There is no visible change as such in India. It's I'm talking from the 4 months point of view. Now let's say Vietnam. Vietnam overall 12 months is 14-15%, was 14-15% in 2022. In 2023, it was 14-15% same. And this time in first 4 months, it is around 14-15%. So they are maintaining. Obviously, Vietnam is maintaining. Cambodia, like these are the main play actually. So Cambodia has done well in certain areas. Its share is 4%, close to 4% in 2022. In 2023, it was close to 4%, and now in first 4 months, it is also 4%. I didn't find any significant change over there. And for Pakistan, Pakistan is also a major supplier. So Pakistan's share was 3.6% in 2022. In 2023, it was uh, 3.6%, same. And first 4 months, it is 3.7%. So Pakistan is also in the same range. And what's about Bangladesh? Bangladesh in 2022, it was 7.7, means almost 8%. Uh, Bangladesh, 2023, first 12 months, full year 2023 was again 7%, little less than 7%. And this time it is 7.3% in first 4 months. So Bangladesh is also maintaining the same. So it's not very big change. Everything looks steady. I didn't find any much drop from China, any market share capture by any country. So it is absolutely fine. But I will show you something which is very significant today. So I will show you after showing another one, two pieces of data. So it was overall textile and apparel. This is cotton textile data, right? China in the cotton textile was had a market share in US of close to 13%, 12.8% in 2022. In 2023, it was 12%, and in first 4 months of 2024, it was 11.5%. So slight here and there, not a very significant change. India in first 12 months, it was 9%. Uh, Again 9% in 2023 for India, and first 4 months for India was 10.7, 10.8%, close to 11%, versus first 4 months 10% in 2022, and first 4 months of we 10 to 11% in 2023. So big change is not visible at all. Vietnam is a much bigger player after China. So first in 2022, Vietnam had 15% market share in US. In 2023, they had, rather Vietnam dropped 11 to 11%. There was some, I'm not very sure, there was like first 6 months in last year, there was a significant drop in Vietnam. Maybe some grown take cotton was some problem over there. I'm not very sure about it. And this year they are again back on track with 15% market share in first 4 months. This is Vietnam. So next, the big player is Bangladesh. They are also above India in first. In 2022, they had a market share of almost 15%. In 2023, Bangladesh had a market share of again 14%. And so far, means till April, they had a market share again of 14%. So Bangladesh is also pretty stable. So I didn't find a very significant change in the cotton textile space as well. Now I'll speak on MMF, that is the man-made fiber, where China is the largest player and Vietnam follows China. Now, China has had a market share of 29% in 2022. In 2023, they had a market share of 28%, and currently in this year, first 4 months, they had 24%. Now, if we compare this 24% with 2022 first 4 months, it was 27, 28%. And in first 4 months in 2023, it was 24%, and this year I said in first 4 months it was 24%. So not much change. Uh, so almost in line in first like in this couple of years. Only change is like in 2022 it was bit on the higher side. It was around 28%. From there that it has dropped to 24%. Now we have to look at like how they cope up or how they revive in the later part of the year. So I have like the default updated data is already there, but I could not update it. So India has a very nominal contribution in the US market in MMF. The next big is Vietnam, followed by Indonesia. So I'm not getting into each and every number, but where I wanted to show you something where you can see this cotton bedspreads and quilts in China. In US, China had a market share of 43%, very significant 43% in 2022. In 2023, it was 41%, 43 to 41%. First 4 months, they are maintaining around 39%. India, India is a like big player over there. In 2022, India had a market share of 23%. In 2022, yes, in 2023, they had a market share of 21%, and in first 4 months, they are again at 21%. And Pakistan is another big player. In 2022, they had a market share of 21%. In 2022, they had a market share of 23%, 22.6%, and in first uh, 4 months, they had a market share of 28%. Here is a jump by Pakistan compared to 2022. It was 20% in 2022 first 4 months, and in 2023 first 4 months for Pakistan was 21%. And what I said, this time they are 28%. So here is a huge jump. Just look at it. Only Pakistan made a significant change where in first 4 months they did much better than what they did in 22 and 23. 22 and 23, I'm talking about all calendar years, right? So 22 they had 20%, 23 they had 21%. Now they have 28%, big jump in first 4 months. Now, later, the rest of the data will show whether they are maintaining the trajectory or they go back to their usual line. So that is something we have to check. And our ministry also should look at it very closely so that this data says, despite giving lots of means, although there was no PLI in the cotton segment, but Pakistan is doing good, has gained market share where India is absolutely stagnant. So India must work on this particular area, and we have lots of, you know, uh, uh, home textile players in India who are major suppliers in US. So that is why not only us but Ministry of Textile also should look at it very closely, should monitor it very closely. The next one is the terry towel. India is obviously number one in this particular spot, well away above China. In 2022, China had a, market share of 20%, uh, and in 2023, China had a market share of 19%, and now in 2024, for first 4 months, they are again at 20%. India in 2022, they had a market share of 41%. well above China. They are the number one player in this terry towel segment. 44% in 2024, and in first 4 months they are again 43%. So this is something very significant, but they are maintaining. That is important. They are maintaining. India could not significantly increase its market share, but this is very interesting that they are maintaining with the largest market share. And what did what Pakistan did in this in 2022? They had a 22% market share in this period in 2022. In 2023, they had a market share of 22%. And in first 4 months also, that is 20%, 20.5%. So somehow there is no major change. Here, what is visible, that is the terry towel segment for India is very good. They are maintaining their market share, which is much above China, around 40% market share India has in US, and they are maintaining. And very interesting is in the bedspread segment, Pakistan's uh, come up, means the way Pakistan came up, they captured the market, increased their market share in US. That is something we have to be very watchful, and our ministry should have a look at it. So why I am speaking on all these data, because we have lots of textile importer exporter in India who are listed players. We have lots of home textile players, and there are lots of activities in the home textile segment. So in this period, in the next con call, if I manage to speak to the management, uh, if I can get an opportunity to speak to the management of any of the home textile player, I will ask this question, and probably I will get the answer because they have the real market exposure. So this is something we have to keep a close watch, and the ministry also should uh, think from this aspect, from the data point of view. So this data is very important. Now, finally, before end, I will show you one particular website where you will get those data. This is the website. Let me come back at the home page. So this is the our home page where we'll get lots of data. This is the site for data, and then you can log in. You can register. Sorry, you can register here. I am already registered, so I need not to do any further registration. You can do the registration free of cost at this point in time. You can go come here and you can have a look these areas like economic data. There are domestic, international, sectoral data, and lots of other data are coming up here. We are in the process of adding a lot more data. So aviation, automobile, we have so far we have like we could incorporate this much. There are a lot more data. So there are operational data as well, and price tracker as well. So price tracker, as I was referring, very important. And the very interesting is the analytics part. Analytics is very interesting, and it gives us lots of to understand. Rather than raw data, this analytics gives us a clear-cut picture, market share in various areas, various kinds of data, changes in data points. So these are very interesting, important. So analytics is very important. And we are adding up, basically in the process of adding a lot more data. So we have lots of data, but integration of data, and all these data are from very, very valid sources, as far as like to the best of our knowledge. So we have the chemical data from China, chemical price data from China. It is very interesting, very important, because China is the major chemical manufacturer, governs the market, chemical market as well. So this is very important. And as far as there are lots of value chain related information. I will show you one by one in a single video. It will be very exhaustive. So we have product related information. We are adding up, or let's say incorporating a lot more data. So you can find the name of one particular company one particular manufacturer of any chemical, any listed manufacturer of any chemical. So you can search by company name, sorry, you can search company name and get the data. That is fine. Like what one particular company is manufacturing, that is fine. But very interesting is by chemical name. You can find any typical name of one particular company, any even chemical name by any chemical name of the company, and find the name of the manufacturer over there. Just a moment, sorry. So you can find by generic name as well. So let's say this is uh, what is ethyl pyridine compound. Let's say pyridine compound. Who are the manufacturer? I can see alkali metal is the manufacturer of pyridine compound. So very interesting. There are variants for amino methyl pyridine, 3 amino methyl pyridine. So variants are also available. You can get it from the by the company name. You can fetch it by the generic name of the company product like pyridine. So altogether, this is very interesting, very important, and for the moment, it is absolutely free. You can go register yourself and can get the data for your macro understanding, for your investment decisions, and going forward, like as long it is free, you can use it, register yourself and use it, and later on, some small charges you have to pay for getting those data for doing research and all. So that was from my side. I have spoken quite a lot. I hope you have enjoyed the video. And every week I will come up, will speak on various interesting data. So if you are not looking into the research, but at least these data points can give you food for thought. So very important is the data. That's it from my side in today's video. So don't forget to subscribe my channel and keep on listening about those data. That will help you in decision making and finding out new avenues, new opportunities. Right. So that was it from my side. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Thank you.